Alright mates, I've got my hands on the newest Redmi Note series phone. There's a 13th series, so there's a latest generation, and I've got myself the cheapest, the most budget of them all. There is no Pro suffix, there is no 5G, no 5G Pro, no Pro Plus. So the question is that most budget phone, and that is under 200 euros or dollars or pounds, any good in 2024? Let's get into it. Well, the first impression is massively important. So once I've got it out of the box, all the needed information meets me right here on the wrap. It has 108 megapixel triple camera system. Yeah, right here. Yeah, looks promising. Let's see further on. 220 Hz AMOLED display. Wow, very friendly. Hopefully there is no harsh and eye-killing flickering. In-screen fingerprint sensor. Very nice. I really admire in-screen fingerprints. Powerful Snapdragon performance. It runs on Snapdragon 685. So I doubt about the powerful performance, but let's see. Okay, let's take off the wrap. Oh, the design is just very nice, reminiscent of iPhones. Absolutely. All the sides are flat, the back sides is also flat screen, which I love and admire. They already put the screen protector on it, so thank you. But that label Redmi, it looks like it doesn't fit here. It would be more suitable somewhere on the bottom, but whatever. Let's power it on and see how it behaves in real life. Well, whilst it powers on and sets up initially, I got another chance to have a first impression. Yeah, it has absolutely rectangular design, but with rounded corners, so that's very palm friendly, so it doesn't stick into your palm. It's very user friendly. So then the design like any other iPhone out there. Yeah, just joking. Whoa, sorry. And the first thing I see as a very user-friendly, that it only proposes to install some really bollocks applications, starting from Google and down to whatever it is. I have no idea what it is, okay, but I can't do nothing, okay, without choosing at least one of them. So yeah, fingerprint, nice, scans my finger quite accurately. Yeah, it's very nice. Whoa, and the second thing, it says, okay, all of those bollocks and unnecessary applications would be downloaded, and here I have an option to skip them all, what I gratefully do. And that's pretty much it for the initial setup. Well, spec-wise, at first glance, it looks even better than just a decent budget phone. It looks almost like a mid-ranger, having all the 8 GB of RAM plus extended by 4 GB from internal storage. Sorry, but for me that extension is just a gimmick. The CPU processor is Snapdragon 685, could be a quite fresh processor, only if it wouldn't have, but it has, that very weak and even outdated architecture. The cores inside it are Cortex A73 compared to the MediaTek's most popular budget, absolutely budget processor Helio G99, which has Cortex A76 cores. This one is not expected to perform any well, but by the way, we can see that more than 5 GB of RAM are free to our disposal, and we already have half a dozen applications opened. So we can only hope that those 8 GB of LPDDR4X, you see, you will not see those plus 4 GB anyway, but that LPDDR4X should do its job pretty well. But what's much more important for me is the AMOLED screen quality. I don't see, at first glance, I don't see any flickering. Maybe you do, then tell me in the comments below. But what's interesting and intriguing, there is no such chapter in the menu or such clause in the menu as a DC dimming enabler, so that there is no DC dimming switcher. We can only rely on the manufacturer's calibration of the screen, but I see it doing pretty well. So let it be that way. The refresh rate is, where is it? Damn it. Yeah, the refresh rate set by default is 60 Hz. I can switch it to the 120 Hz, but what's interesting is that the screen itself supports that medium refresh rate of 90 Hz, but I can't switch on that dynamic refresh rate. Why? Have no idea. So at first glance, the internals are even slightly better than just a nice budget phone. Let's see how it performs. Right, let's have a look at the system itself. We obviously got here the MIUI OS, which is the Xiaomi's native skin over Android 13, still 13. Hopefully this kit sooner or later will get its Android 14 update, but anyway, even with the current version, which is the 14th, you've got everything that you can imagine and even beyond. Absolutely, really, I'll show you. Your imagination of how you can tune up your system, adjust, even play with small things that you maybe never thought of, like the notification shade. You see the Android default notification shade looks quite classic or vanilla. You can switch to the MIUI notification shade with the, which is the much more colorful variant, and more things like that. Like you can choose your left screen, which for most phones is unoptionally Google Discover, but here you can opt to Upvote, which is a Xiaomi's feed alternative to Google's feed, and it looks nice. I'd like, here are some options even to launch some applications, for example, like the remote control. Yeah, you can lose or rubbish out your home remote controls from all the devices and use the phone as a remote controller. And there is a huge number of pre-installed, like inbuilt system applications, like the security application. It's not about only the security, but you have a plenty, like a ton of options here. For example, the dual applications option, or application, is that application? Yeah, that's a application. It allows you to clone, to create the dual applications for almost everything you got. It's amazing because I've got an experience. Almost all other phones provide only a couple of applications to create clones for. So I really love, by the way, let's check how the RAM management goes. Here is what I viewed on YouTube the last time. and that's like the 10th application running in the background. OnePlus Open Review, and here it is. So the run management is great. The 220 Hz is supported almost everywhere. By the way, you see that the lock screen is quite power efficient. It goes down to 30 Hz. That's very mindful of Xiaomi. However, I know that the screen itself supports that medium 90 Hz refresh rate, but I already told you I can't switch on the dynamic refresh rate for some bloody reason. So the bottom line, MIUI is absolutely great. It's absolutely the same across all Xiaomi devices, all the price ranges, and here it the same amazing and absolutely stocked with features and really useful applications like any other Xiaomi phone. So no complaints whatsoever about the system. Let's go on. And for gaming test, I took a ride for starters with Asphalt 9, which is one of the most optimized games for any platform, including such a weak one, and with the highest possible graphics settings. The phone provides pretty stable 60 FPS from 55 to 60. You can see it, and I'm even a bit surprised that such a weak platform can keep up to 60 FPS. So I'm quite pleased and even chuffed. Let's go on. With Shadowgun Legends, only with low graphics settings I can get anywhere of 60 or more FPS. Yeah, let's resume the game. Come on. Yeah. So only with low settings I can reach more than 60 FPS, which is for me quite expectable from this weak processor. But anyway, low graphics means less heating. Anywhere going beyond the low graphics settings, downgrade the refresh rate to 60 FPS and even lower. Well, this phone is definitely not about gaming, so if you're a gamer, get yourself any other phone, maybe even one of the older ones from recent years, because here you can only run quite classic or old games with 60 FPS, or if you're okay with low graphic settings, okay, you can run something like Shadowgun Legends. Call of Duty will go on 60 refresh rate, not higher. So you should live with that. Well, we've got to the cameras, and as expected, due to the massively underperforming and weak processor, the photos and especially videos quality is rather poor. Photos, you'll get some pretty decent photos for sharing with your family members via social messengers or social media, but for the video, it's kept with 1080p, which is a full HD, and the quality is pretty very basic, and the ultra-wide video shooter is even ugly. So nothing to talk much about the cameras. I've got you some samples, see for yourselves. Well, here is some video with the main camera of Redmi Note 13. The quality is kept with 1080p, nevertheless it's a 108 megapixel camera. It's all due to the weakest processor ever. As for the quality, yeah, on closer distances it can come out
pretty nice, yeah, with even autofocus. The stabilization, as I see it, from 0 to none, and I can go to like 2 times zoom in, which makes the quality pretty awful, but I can't go any below, like switching to ultra wide. However, both cameras support 1080p. So as for the budget phone, it's fine. And a video on ultra wide shooter of Redmi Note 13, the quality is bloody damn poor. It's just terrible. Yeah, really. On a closer look, yeah, it can get you what maybe you need, but generally the colors are dimmed, blurred, so awful.
Well, having this phone quickly reviewed, I've got to conclude that it absolutely justifies its price. There are even a few features that exceed the budget phone expectations, like the screen. It's a gorgeous one. It's absolutely bright. It has no flickering whatsoever. It supports 120 Hz almost in each scenario. The second amazing thing about it is the RAM management. You got massive 8 GB of RAM, and the RAM management is absolutely nice. It supports all the applications running in the background with no need to relaunch them each and every time. But if you are into content creation like photography and videography, it's almost forbidden with that phone. And as for the gaming, you only can smoothly and comfortably run some casual games like Asphalt or Minion Rush, whatever. So if you are into consuming the content like surfing the internet and watching video, this phone is for you. There is no more to add from my side on this phone. Drop down your comments, maybe if you're interested in something else. See you later. Bye guys.